Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Quick History. Today we're going to be taking a look at Edward Jenner and his discovery of vaccinations. As always, there's a free handout in the description below, and make sure you click on subscribe if you'd like to see more GCSE history based revision content. Let's get into the details. Edward Jenner was a countryside doctor from Gloucestershire who discovered vaccination for smallpox in 1797. Smallpox was a horrific disease which had killed millions by the 18th century and left those who'd managed to survive it horrendously disfigured through scarring and in some cases even blind. Smallpox was endemic in Britain, which meant that there were several epidemics which would break out frequently, killing tens of thousands of people. Edward Jenner, however, had heard a rumour. He had heard that milkmaids, who often contracted the very mild disease cowpox, never seemed to develop the much more serious illness of smallpox. Jenner reasoned that the cowpox was giving the milkmaids immunity to the much more deadly smallpox. To try and test this theory, Edward Jenner recruited the help of Sarah Nelms, a milkmaid who had recently contracted cowpox, and James Phipps, a 9-year-old boy. Edward Jenner took pus from a pustule on Sarah Nelms' hand and injected that into the body of James Phipps. As Jenner predicted, James Phipps became ill with cowpox but recovered very quickly in a matter of days and was perfectly healthy. Jenner then took some smallpox and injected that into the body of James Phipps. James Phipps did not display any symptoms of smallpox and did not become ill. It would appear that the cowpox had given him immunity to smallpox. To make sure that this was accurate, Jenner once again tried to inject James Phipps with smallpox, but once again James Phipps did not develop any symptoms. Edward Jenner, although he didn't know how it worked, had discovered the very first vaccination. Vacca is the Latin word for cow. However, despite this discovery, there was a number of opposition to Jenner's discovery. First of all, religious groups were remarkably opposed to Jenner's smallpox vaccination because they believed that smallpox was God's way of punishing people for living a sinful life. By developing vaccination, people believed that Jenner was diverting God's will. Second of all, there were a group of people who were tremendously angry at the government who tried to impose a compulsory vaccination for smallpox. People believed in the idea of laissez-faire and didn't like the idea of the government telling them what to do, despite the fact that vaccination might save their lives. It took until 1871 for the government to force people to have the vaccination, but by 1980 the World Health Organization had declared that smallpox had been completely eradicated and that there was not one single person on Earth who was suffering from a disease which had previously killed millions. This was all thanks to Jenner's discovery of vaccination in 1797. Join me in the next video where we'll be taking a look at Louis Pasteur and his development of germ theory. I'll see you then.